In the heart of Kenya's Tsavo National Park stands a single acacia tree, known as the Tree of Life. It's not just a tree, it's survival. For miles around, animals carve paths through the dust just to reach its life-giving shade and nutrient-rich leaves. In a harsh, dry landscape, this one tree keeps the circle of life turning. The Japanese village of Shirakawa, known for its traditional thatched roof houses, has an automatic sprinkler system designed to activate when it detects a fire, helping to protect the village from potential blaze damage. This system is particularly important due to the flammable nature of thatched roofs. In Biei, Hokkaido, Japan, the iconic row of birch trees, once a picture-perfect spot loved by tourists and all over Instagram, is now gone. Locals, fed up with the constant noise, trash, and crowds disrupting their quiet town, finally had enough. Their solution? They cut the whole thing down. Yonge Street in Toronto, Canada is the longest street in the world, stretching an impressive 1,178 miles. Starting at the shores of Lake Ontario in downtown Toronto, it winds its way all the way to Lake Simcoe, connecting the bustling city to the quieter northern regions of Ontario. To keep jet engines from choking at high speeds, engineers took a cue from the peregrine falcon, the fastest bird on Earth. Just like the falcon's beak channels airflow to protect its lungs during a 200 miles per hour dive, cone-shaped structures in engines help slow and smooth the incoming air, preventing damage when planes hit supersonic speeds. The deep-sea octopus Granulidone boreopacifica holds the record for the longest parental care in the animal kingdom, for 0.5 years. During this incredible stretch, the mother completely stops eating, her body turning ghostly white as she guards her eggs in the dark depths. By the time they hatch, she dies, having given everything to ensure her offspring thrive and grow strong. In Japan, trains are so precise that even a 7-second delay can trigger a public apology. If your train is late by just 45 seconds, you might actually get a refund. Some companies have even issued apology letters when a train left too early. That's how seriously they take punctuality. It's not just about being on time. It's about showing respect for everyone's time. The miracle berry has a wild trick up its sleeve. It contains a protein called Miraculous that messes with your taste buds. For about 30 minutes after eating it, anything sour, like lemons or vinegar, suddenly tastes sweet, like candy. It doesn't change the food, just how your brain thinks it tastes. Svalbard, a remote archipelago in the Arctic, is the only place where anyone, regardless of nationality, can live and work without a visa. No permits, no red tape. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the twist. You must be completely self-reliant. No public assistance, limited jobs, and winters that are long, dark, and brutally cold. It's one of the freest places on Earth, but only if you can handle the isolation. Oh, and one more thing. You're not allowed to die there. In the Netherlands, all-electric trains run entirely on wind power. Just one turbine can keep a train moving for 120 miles in an hour. That's enough juice to power around 5,500 train trips a day, carrying over 600,000 passengers without pumping out a single puff of pollution. It's clean, clever, and seriously cool. Japan's Kirin Holdings has created the electric salt spoon, a high-tech utensil that sends a gentle electric current to trick your taste buds into thinking food is saltier than it really is. The result? You get all the flavor with way less sodium. It's a game changer for anyone trying to cut back on salt without sacrificing taste. The largest tent city ever built rises in Prayagraj every 12 years, crafted from scratch to host the Mahakumbh, one of the biggest religious gatherings on Earth. With over 100,000 tents spread across the riverbanks, it welcomes more than 400 million pilgrims. This temporary city comes complete with roads, power, sanitation, medical care, and dining halls, only to vanish once the festival ends. In the freezing cold of Russia, people learn to adapt to the harsh climate from a very young age. Russians believed that letting babies sleep outdoors in the chill would strengthen their immune systems. A photo from 1958 captures this unusual yet widespread practice. Eating peanuts might give your swimmers a boost. They're loaded with vitamin E and zinc. Vitamin E helps protect sperm from damage, and zinc plays a key role in testosterone production and overall sperm quality. Back in the day, newlyweds would drink mead, a honey-based wine, for a month after tying the knot. It was a way to celebrate love and fertility, which is where the term honeymoon comes from. Over the centuries, this tradition morphed into the romantic vacation we know today. Beer is one of the oldest drinks humans ever made, with evidence dating all the way back to 7000 BC. The earliest confirmed barley beer was brewed around 5,000 years ago at Godin Tepe in ancient Iran. And here's a fun fact. According to archaeologists, the ancient Egyptians drank more beer than we do today. The Poison Garden at Alnwick Garden in England is home to some of the world's deadliest plants, like deadly nightshade, hemlock, and foxglove. These toxic beauties are so dangerous that visitors are strongly advised not to touch or even smell them, as they can be lethal with just a small exposure. Here it is, the world's most expensive wedding cake, valued at an eye-popping $1 million. Created by the famous designer Kusturi Nayyar in Dubai, this masterpiece stands 6 feet tall and weighs a whopping 265 pounds. It took over 1,000 hours to craft, and the result? A stunning replica of a bride in an elegant white gown. Juan Casco points out the Incas' use of natural shapes, like corn kernels, in their architecture, merging art, science, and the cosmos. Their uniquely designed, earthquake-proof walls showcase engineering skills that continue to influence modern research. The spiral staircase in Loreto Chapel, Santa Fe, known as the Miraculous Staircase, built without a center support and without nails. A 13th century structure in Italy features 4 intertwined marble columns forming a knot. The world's most inconvenient convenience store, perched precariously on a cliff 394 feet high in Xinyiuzi National Geopark, Hunan, China, this tiny 21 square feet store is the ultimate energy pit stop for exhausted climbers. New research from Sweden and Germany shows electric currents can speed up healing of chronic wounds by up to 3 times. That's huge news for people with diabetes, cancer, or poor circulation. Basically anyone whose wounds take forever to heal. This could mean fewer infections, shorter hospital stays, and faster recoveries. In August 2022, a Domino's delivery hero scaled Mount Fuji to hand-deliver a $962 pizza. Armed with a thermal bag, they stunned climbers and went viral on Twitter for their epic effort. A female falcon, tracked by GPS, flew 230 kilometers daily from South Africa to Finland. She followed the Nile over Sudan and Egypt, skillfully avoiding the Mediterranean and Black Seas because salty water's no help if you're thirsty. After 42 days of non-stop precision, she made it to Finland. A 46,000-year-old worm came back to life. Scientists thawed ancient Siberian ice and revived a nematode frozen for millennia. Known as Panagrolamus colomensis, this microscopic worm wriggled out, fed on bacteria, reproduced asexually, and died, leaving behind a fresh generation for researchers to study. Nature's zombie moment. In the late 19th century, dust corners like this were pretty common, making it easier to sweep staircases. While in an art museum in Italy, Leonardo DiCaprio's mom was admiring a painting by Leonardo da Vinci when she felt her baby kick for the first time. It was a moment so memorable that she decided to name him after the legendary artist. The boundary between the city of Manaus in Brazil and the vast Amazon rainforest is where urban life meets the wild heart of nature. Elephants are always munching. These giant grazers need around 330 pounds of food every day. That's roughly 375 cans of baked beans. They're so dedicated to eating that they can spend up to 75% of their day just chowing down. That's a lot of time spent in snack mode. In Rebo Village, Indonesia, the iconic Mbaranyang houses are designed with 5 distinct levels. The ground floor serves as the living space, while the second level is used for storing food, and the third is dedicated to seeds. The fourth floor preserves cherished heirlooms, and the top level is where offerings to ancestors are placed. Each level reflects cultural and practical significance. Witness the wild beauty of the Glory Hole. Nestled in the heart of Lake Berryessa, California, this massive spillway looks like a monster ready to swallow anything in its path. But it's actually a man-made drain preventing the lake from overflowing. A body scan comparing a woman at 250 pounds and another at 125 pounds reveals an important point. Our bones don't grow bigger, but they bear significantly more weight over time. This increased strain can have long-term effects on bone health. In some parts of Russia, they've taken jet engines from retired MiG-15 fighter jets, slapped them onto trucks, and turned them into giant snowblowers. These things blast out scorching air at high speed, melting and blowing snow off runways in seconds, especially in regions where winter hits hard.